Should kids play contact sports? Did you know 3.5 million kids under the ages of 14 get hurt annually because of playing contact sports? Kids worldwide play contact sports, but should they? As a sports med student, I've been able to witness firsthand what brain injuries such as concussions can do to a person. I believe that kids should not be able to participate in contact sports until they are at least of middle school age. A couple reasons I believe this is because of long-term post-concussion syndrome, Dr. Bennett's opinions and research, and CTE. Let's start off with long-term post-concussion syndrome. This is also known as PCS. PCS and its symptoms was described in a Mayo Clinic article talking about how two of the main symptoms is problems with concentration and memory. Both of these were described in a Pediatrician Brain Foundation article as cognitive abilities that affect every kid's education career. An attention span or ability to concentrate is critical to a child's education career, no matter what grade they are in, as it interflicts with the ability to study and learn. The same goes for memory, as it not only holds on and uses old knowledge, but also helps retain and start to retain the new information the child is learning. These are both essential to an education career and can be detrimental since PCS can last up to a year. And even though we might not realize it, those younger grades really save us some trouble when going through school. PCS can also hurt mental health. As McGovern Medical School describes that post-concussive depression is real, serious, and happens a lot. As kids, we have a hard time even dealing with our excitement or anger, let alone dealing with depression symptoms that most adults can't even handle. Next, let's talk about a credible source and his research, Dr. Bennett. Dr. Bennett is a neuropathologist who specializes in athletes and their brains. Dr. Bennett has strong opinions, however, his research backs it up, as one of his stating opinions was that letting your kids play contact sports when they are young is like giving them alcohol, as both of them can cause severe brain damage, and in fact, PCS and what we will later talk about, CTE, can cause even more permanent damage to the brain than giving alcohol to a kid can. Dr. Bennett also describes that putting kids in contact sports can be like child abuse, as he learned the fundamental definition of child abuse as putting a child through a situation that could occur in injury, meaning that that injury does not have to occur, but as long as there is a possibility, it can be considered child abuse. He compares this to putting a 6-year-old in a helmet and letting them go on the football field where they may take multiple blows to the head and cause things like PCS and CTE. Finally, let's talk about CTE. A Mayo Clinic article describes CTE and its symptoms, one of the main ones being motor neuron disease, which makes kids be able to not talk, slowly regress in everything they've learned, like walking, running, skipping, and kids need this the most because they're still developing. Another main symptom of CTE is problems carrying out tasks, which can be a huge effect, as you could imagine, in the classroom. Without being able to do it, they regress every day of their lives and not be able to continue their education career, which is the last thing parents would ever want to put their kids in. Another main symptom of CTE or effect is suicide. There's a case of Wyatt. He was a football player who started very young and continued through high school and was a star high school player, and this was the video he left for his parents. And after ending up committing his life, the researchers found CTE in his brain.
Hello. So what this is me explaining what's wrong with me. I've been depressed for a long time. My head is pretty messed up and random. The voices and demons in my head just started to take over everything I wanted to do. I took a lot of hits through football. A lot of hits through football. Took a lot of concussions. And a lot of times I never told anybody about how I was feeling in my head after a hit. I just kind of kept playing. This was not smart on my end, I know that. Dad, I know you're capable of doing this, and I want you to do it. After my funeral, which will be an open casket, I want my brain donated to the study. I feel like it'll be closure for me, and it'll be closure for you guys to know that maybe Wyatt suffered from brain damage. Maybe that was the reason. So do that for yourself. I would like that to be done. I want you all to be happy that I'm free and that I can rest easy. Because my life for the past 4 years has been living hell inside of my head. I love you.
As a parent would think, you would never want your child to go through this. Overall, I believe kids should not play contact sports until they are at least middle school age. They need to wait so they can fully develop before we think about putting children in dangerous situations. So next time, before you put your child into a contact sport before they are middle school age, think about what you are willing to let them risk for a sport to play.